the Paul Tyson fight. So let's start off with that, Don, right? What are you thinking? This is a big night.
Yep. I don't know that I have any hot takes or anything. I'm kind of in that same bag of hoping that conspiracy theorists are wrong and that there's no script to it or that there
Mm,
aren't any additional incentives for
truth.
Tyson to let the fight go longer or whatnot. I hope you see the best of both men and like much of the world, I hope Tyson destroys him. But we shall see. He's 58
Yeah.
against a 27-year-old roided out dude. Allegedly. So that's where I stand. Am I going to watch it? You're absolutely right. They did a great job of selling it. Kudos to Jake Paul and his brother. It doesn't matter if you like them or you don't. If you
Yeah.
watch, they win. And
Truth.
I'm going to watch in hopes that he loses. Regardless, I'm going to watch, and that 40 million purse he's getting will be he'll be happy about it. And if enough people watch, he can create another circus if he lives to tell another day. But I certainly hope Tyson, who is clearly the more skilled individual, still has enough in his tank
Yeah.
to take him out. How about you?
Yeah, I think this is a relatively quick take with before the fight, Mike Tyson was a bad man, and after the fight, he's still going to be a bad man. Like he's just ferocious. And it's been a minute since boxing has had any sort of presence, right? So just the fact that we have boxing front and center, so many generations of, I mean, geez, I remember growing up with, just go down the list. I mean, of course, with Tyson, but Holyfield and even a little bit
Mm,
of George Foreman and Lennox Lewis, and oh my God, just Roy Jones Jr., Oscar De La Hoya. So to be able to have something, even if it's Tyson at 58, I'm here for it. It's on
right.
Netflix. Kudos to Netflix for being able to present it in a way that I think is going to get a whole lot of eyes on it. And
Absolutely.
hopefully it's a compelling fight. It would be super awesome if Tyson comes out on top just for nostalgia purposes. And let's see what happens. This is great.
Absolutely. I'm with you for
Love
sure.
it. Love it. Love it. All right. That's a quick one. So shout out to Maris. Big win tonight, overtime, right?
Big win, Marist College. Caleb Macri family played in the game. He's still 100% from beyond the arc this season.
Crazy.
He drained one, but the team itself played a great game
Yeah.
against Army, and tremendous grit. Army had some players.
Yeah.
They have a young guard named Curry who was lights out. Um, and
The
they
Red
they it
Foxes.
was back and forth, and Army took the lead with about 5 seconds left to go in regulation, and then Maris tied it. Um, Tremendous play by that young man, and they held on. They
Yeah.
held on. When I say
Yeah, they
held on,
did.
they held on.
They held on.
Uh, so shout out to Maris. We're going to get to that Lehigh game. I'm going. We'll,
Yeah,
we'll we'll
definitely.
go to Maris Lehigh. Maybe we'll report live or do something from there. But
That'd be good. From Stabler. Let's do it.
yes, absolutely. Looking forward to that though. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. Any other? We're setting it up. I mean, college basketball is off and running. Gino hit another uh,
Milestone.
milestone
He's only a
with
couple wins
his
away from
victory.
overtaking Tara Van Devere.
Mm,
Yeah, maybe we just jump in on that really quick. I mean, on the women's side, I'm hopeful that we get a UConn South Carolina matchup. USC, of course, shout out to them. But Paige Beckers and Juju, that would be an amazing matchup. So
mm.
just kind of eyes forward to the end of March, early April. On the men's side, it's a little bit too early. Of course, a lot of excitement for Cooper Flag and Duke. Super interesting to see Arkansas and Calipari. I've got
I
my eyes there
know.
a little bit, right?
Yes, yes.
I'm curious, of course, about my Orange and see how they're doing. This is now, gosh, I should know, year two post Boeheim, right? So, and also eyes to Sienna, Jerry McNamara. Also, shout out to the SU squad that moved east over to
Mm.
Albany, New York. Ryan Blackwell, just all of y'all, nothing but love. Hope that Sienna does well. But yeah, that's my quick hot take when we're talking about college hoops.
Yeah, I don't have much. It's so early. I just want to enjoy. I hope that everyone stays healthy. You don't want anyone to ever get hurt, but at least, God forbid, anyone has to get hurt, let them get a couple games in. There's especially their seniors and whatnot. So I just always hope for a healthy early season, and I just love watching them run. Um, So that's the stage I'm at. And just observing for now, checking out the scene, and we'll see what happens. But I definitely think um, a star-studded, not to get, well, if we're going to get real ahead of ourselves, and especially in the women's final, to keep that momentum going, there are stars that aren't named Caitlin Clark in college basketball who are phenomenal athletes, and I hope that star-studded, presence maintains this year and carries through. And Juju might be the best of them all. I mean, I love Paige, but Juju might be the best of them all. It'll be great to see how the year
We'll
transpires.
see. We'll see. Love. This is a Paige Becker's house here, so
Yeah.
love for Paige. She plays the game the way it needs to be played. So
Oh, I love
yeah,
I genuinely love
yeah,
Paige
yeah,
Beckers and her game.
yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. Absolutely.
To our listeners, enjoy UConn and Gino Auriemma. I just have a feeling this might be the last hurrah. So just
We
soak
didn't
it all
discuss
in.
that before. We've never discussed that ever.
No,
And I had the same exact feeling.
I
I had the
think this
same
is
exact
it. So
feeling.
try and just take it all in.
Hmm.
Yeah, just basketball icon and legend. Take it all in. Just have a feeling this might be it.
And man, would I love to see him on as an analyst. I mean, you see what you're getting out of the likes of Bill Belichick.
Listen, listen. Oh, okay. Let's go there quick. We're ad hoc in here. We're going a little off
All
the
right,
script.
off script.
Of all of the times that I've been blessed in my 20 plus year coaching career, I've been able to go to coaching clinics and to see the best. The two hands down best presenters I've ever seen is Rick Pitino and Gino Auriemma.
Wow.
Just absolutely amazing in their instruction. I mean, I wanted to get on the court. I wanted them to coach me and say, hey, run the drill with me. Like, let's go. It's that kind of just captivating, motivating, inspiring.
Yeah.
Those two, hands down. So shout out, of course, to St. John's. Love that Rick Pitino's there.
Rick Pitino.
I'm still thinking about Arkansas and the Razorbacks. I can't believe Calipari's there. So
I know.
that kind of linked
That's
in there a
that's
little bit.
wild. But
Yeah.
I don't have the extensive coaching background or experience that
Oh,
you have,
stop, man.
but I will say I was present. You actually um invited me to the my first and biggest coaching clinic.
I remember
And
this at
for me,
Moravian.
hands down, was Jay Wright.
Yeah, he was
His
good. He was
He
good.
was amazing.
He was good.
So yeah, it's easy to see why some of these guys are so
Yeah.
successful, no matter where they go. Like I
Yep.
genuinely believe those teams that you just mentioned that are relatively new to the legend coaches, they're going to have turnarounds or
Yep.
improved years.
I never saw Calipari. Saw Bob Huggins. Bob Huggins was interesting. Rick Majerus, shout out and rest in peace to Rick
Rest
Majerus.
in peace. Yeah.
He was very solid. He actually hung out afterwards and
Hmm.
talked hoop with folks in the lobby, which is super cool. Saw Bob Knight, but I'm not a huge Bob Knight fan. Rest in peace to him too, but I'm not a huge Bob Knight fan. But
Right.
yeah, so St. John's, Rick Pitino, and of course Gino Auriemma. So top two.
Awesome.
Yeah, good
Awesome.
stuff.
Good
That
to
was
hear it.
good. Yeah.
All right, well let's keep the ball rolling. We got to go into. I mean,
Oh,
NBA is also kicked off.
yeah.
All right, and there's a bunch of storylines. In my opinion, I think the NBA is pushing them so they have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Obviously, with
Yeah.
football having all the steam and whatnot. But of what's going on, what's caught your eye so far early in the season? Is it what's happening in LA with any of those teams, or
I've
what's
I
what's
right
moving your needle?
now, right now, I have zero interest in the NBA. I really do.
Really?
I've got no interest. I mean, it's a combination of things you can't plan for, which is a whole lot of guys being hurt. Of course, being here in the greater Philadelphia area, if you will, Embiid and his stuff. There needs to be more attention on the reporter that wrote this story that was not appropriate, that he called out Joel Embiid's brother who passed. Like that kind of stuff is not cool. So I can
Hmm.
certainly get to the headspace to understand why Joel Embiid did not have a lot of patience for that person. You never put your hands on nobody. Um, but there's that. There's his conversation with folks about how much he's done to Philly. It's like, listen, you haven't won. Like you haven't won. So have a little bit of sense of self. I don't think he's had too much of that. But all that we're talking about basketball. Like it's entertainment. It's supposed to be fun. Um, I just wish she was on the court a little bit more. I wish she was a little bit more crisper. I'm cheering a little bit for the Sixers because my Bulls are bad. I mean, I know they beat the Knicks earlier this week. I think they did that on accident because they want to get the number one pick. They want Cooper Flag. But yeah, right now I'm not really paying attention. I'm thinking about
Well,
basketball or football. I'm sorry, college and the pros. I'm not really thinking too
so
much
the
about the
early
NBA.
season in
No,
in
don't
season
care.
tournament isn't
I think
with the colorful
I
floors and
think
all.
that is the freaking worst idea in the history of sports. Other than the glowing puck that Fox did 20 years ago for hockey, that is the worst idea in the history of sports. The one thing we can actually, I'm going to go on my Tony Kornheiser soapbox and complain, or maybe Mike Wilbon and get off my lawn, but the only positive thing that has come out of this whole NBA play-in tournament with the goofy courts is these awesome memes or whatever of Seinfeld and Jerry and Kramer, right? Opening the door, the Kenny Rogers Roasters reference, in particular with the Chicago Bulls court, because it's all red. But yeah,
Yeah,
get that out of here.
yeah,
No, in-season tournament. We talked about this maybe last year. It's like winning your Christmas tournament when you were playing in high school. Like,
yeah.
no, get out of here.
It means nothing. Yeah.
You got me all excited. There we go.
I mean,
We're not even talking about the Bears yet. You got me all
except for
excited.
the last three guys on the bench. I mean, it really
Yeah.
means nothing. So I'm with you. I'm with you with the Embiid thing. There's a lot of unnecessary drama. I'm not going to reiterate. I agree 100% with what you stated. The whole back-to-back thing, whether or not he's going to play or not, it's just where we're at. I mean, there's no sense in beating a dead horse and saying, well, back in the day, or Jordan played 80 something, that's just not where we're at today. So
No.
the Sixers have, two players that will maybe play 50 games if we're lucky, and then when we lose in the playoffs, we'll complain about continuity, and then well, now we'll have a whole off season for them to practice, and it's a whole excuse already embedded in early failure for the likes of playoff P and company. So, you know,
I won
what are
it.
you gonna do?
I publicly supported a Philadelphia sports team, which I like never do. Right? I actually want the Sixers to do well. I want to cheer for them. Come on, guys. Let's play. Let's go.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need you. The Bulls are
Well, I
awful.
tell you what, I didn't think it was going to be possible to get the fans fully on board with moving a piece like Embiid or whatnot. But
Oh, it's
after the
coming.
start of this year and picking up a big name like Paul George, who more likely than I'm hopeful, right? He'll stay healthy, things will work out. But I don't know. As a math guy, I tend to go with historical data and the likelihood of him being available, especially already the way we kicked it off. And I can see them being sellers and dumping everything and trying to build around Maxey and McCain and whatever the young pieces they got. It could very well happen this year. If we're hovering around 500 come February, January, I think it's an unload session because the Knicks have skyrocketed past us, even though I think that was a terrible offseason move they made moving
Yeah.
DiVincenzo. Um, and it's just we're not catching up. We're not closing the gap on Boston at all.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's not even it's Boston, but I think the three best teams outside of both, the three best teams in the East, Boston and Cleveland and Orlando,
well,
actually.
that
So,
was my
yeah.
last piece to the
Yeah.
NBA kickoff. I mean, we're not going
Yeah.
to forget about the Clippers, Bronny, and everything else that's going on. The Cleveland Cavaliers are
Hesh.
undefeated. What are they, 14 now?
Kenny Atkinson, right? Head coach. Shout
If
out. Salute.
if ever, and I'm guilty of saying the one sport that coaching matters. Well, I always think baseball is the least, but
Say
the
that
it,
again for the
it
people in the back.
look
The one
here.
sport that
he-
coaching matters.
Here's the thing: though. In the NBA, it's not just about coaching
Yeah.
because you've got individuals making way more than you'll make in your
Yeah.
lifetime as a
Personality.
coach. As a head coach, there are players making more than you'll make in your entire contract year in 1 year.
Yep.
And so you've got to be able to manage
Egos.
personalities, egos, and then with players that have studied, played, and know just about all there is to know, somehow infuse X's and O's, a buy-in to an X and O approach that may be different than what they're used to. And power to them. Donovan Mitchell, third most touches on the
Yeah.
team. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's something to be said about that. So kudos to them and their hot start. Um, we'll only, time will only tell how real they are, but it's always good to see new
Yeah.
blood there at the top,
Yeah. And shout out to the Warriors. They're doing their thing. So
Yeah, it was a great return by Clay and even greater response by
by Golden State.
uh Olympic Curry, we'll call it, because that looked like the Olympics all over
Yeah,
again.
it did. It did.
Sure.
It did.
So,
Are we gonna
but
do it?
we yeah,
Are we
we
gonna
we
do it?
we got to go into the main event. I mean, we are here at the dead center, the middle of the NFL season. We both are, staunch followers of our respective teams, and I'm going to give you a chance. I could see one of my favorite helmets in all of NFL history is that Chicago. I think I immediately think of Singletary, Neil Anderson, Waddle,
Neil Anderson.
Refrigerator Perry, Richard Dent. Like I think of
Hmm.
85 Bears. I can't, I love that is a great tradition.
And it's
But man,
it's
are they
awful right
doing
now.
what say you about your Bears, bud?
What I'll say about my Bears is it's sad. I'll make another Philadelphia sports prediction, another Philadelphia sports confession. If you all will accept me, and this is really hard for me to say, if the Bears absolutely just, you know what? Actually, it would be ironic in the midst of all this nonsense for the Bears to actually play well on Sunday against the Packers. Like it would just that would be the right in the universe that would but my mind tells me that's not going to happen. They're going to lose again, and they're going to lose by like 30. And the Packers are going to embarrass them. And Aaron Rodgers, even though he's having an awful season with the Jets, is going to say something dumb, right? So if that happens, Eagles, I'm going to cheer for you all the rest of the season. I'm gonna just leave the Bears over here. It's like, all right, y'all need some help, and I'm gonna just give you some space because I need some. The Yankees blew the World Series. The Blackhawks are awful. The Bulls are awful. I need something. I need something. So you're asking me a question, so I'm going to answer it. The problem with the Bears is they are run by a leadership group that they're too nice. They're too nice. And let me be really specific. Hard Knocks this past summer, they specifically they didn't want anyone to cuss on the video, right? In every single episode, they didn't want anybody to curse because we don't do that. And you look at the people that they hire, all their coaches, they're all nice guys. And what did all the players say when they got rid of Shane Waldron? He was too nice. Lovie Smith is too nice. John Fox is too nice. Mark Trestman is a nice guy. Matt Nagy is a nice guy. And here we are with a nice guy that is Eberflus. I'm sorry. I've seen so many interviews with him and post-game conversations with him. He does not inspire me. He does not motivate me. Well, he might not be showing you, Bill Belichick didn't show you anything. I've certainly seen enough clips of Bill Belichick on the sideline to know that the way he coaches. I see an organization that does not prioritize grit, intensity, which is everything we know that organization to be. Ever since they fired Mike Ditka, Wanstead was okay. They have not had any sort of spirit, enthusiasm, passion in the coach, and that's why we have what we have. The
Mm.
occasional once every 10 years, Haley's Comet, which is the Chicago Bears. Hey, look, they're good. And then they're gone. We don't see anything again. And that's literally what we're in. So I'm looking at the rest of the schedule where we're playing the rest of the NFC North, the 49ers, uh, Seattle Seahawks. We're not winning another game. We can't even freaking throw a pass that it goes 10 yards downfield. Like it is with Caleb Williams, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. I've seen Cordell Stewart play for the Bears. I've seen Chad Hutchinson leave Major League Baseball, play for the Bears at quarterback. I've seen Jonathan Quinn at quarterback for the Bears. I've seen Henry Burris play for the Bears. They had a better functioning offense than what they got right now. So I'm sad. I just vented. I love you. And hey, Saquon Barkley, if y'all want me, if the Bears stink it up again against the Packers, I'm gonna wear green the rest of the season because I am exhausted.
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh
Let me ask
man.
you, because you said some things and then you leadership, hiring.
And then freaking
Good.
Jim Harbaugh is 6-3 with the Chargers. Like,
That would have been the ideal individual, but since he won't be on the table,
dang,
what about Belichick?
I would have hired him already. I would have gotten rid of Eberflus after that
Because
debacle.
you could give him the GM responsibilities because that's
Come on in.
clearly.
Come on in. Set the record, break the record, coach our squad. You already got a solid defense, which is his thing,
Mhm.
right? You got to, because what this team needs is discipline. They have no discipline. They're false starting in the red zone. They can't score because dudes are jumping off. Yes, I would have hired Bill Belichick 2 weeks ago. I would have told Eberflus after the loss against the Cardinals, "We good here. We're doing a
Well,
press conference on Tuesday.
I
We're
think they
bringing
should do
Belichick
it
in.
sooner than later because there's enough. I mean, some of these squads are relieving. I mean, the Saints and whatnot, they're relieving folks mid-year.
Bring
I
him
think
in.
his phone's going to ring. Chicago might want to get on that train.
Come on in. Bring him
Mm.
in." So yeah, sorry.
I think Dallas will try. I think
No, did we? No, no. You know who Dallas is going to hire. Let's not be.
they're no, they're not. He's not. He's not. They're not drafting his kid and they're
I bet
not
you
hiring him.
we're going to make a bet after this.
Here, I Dion is staying
You think
at
so?
Colorado.
Nah, he's going
He's
somewhere.
staying at
I can
Colorado.
see him rocking it in Vegas with the Raiders.
He's not going. He's
Oh,
not.
bringing Warren Sapp with him, go to the Raiders.
He
Okay,
wants.
let's
All right.
pivot this to you. Let's
All
pivot
right.
this to you. Can we do
So,
this? Let's pivot this to you because I'm actually going to make a prediction as we move this to you. My Super Bowl prediction I'm going to make right now on November 15th. It is the Philadelphia Eagles against the Baltimore Ravens. It's an I-95 Super Bowl. So
mm,
come on, talk to us about your Eagles. If
um,
Sirianni doesn't mess it up.
I would love that, except I can't think of the last Super Bowl team to have an atrocious defense.
In Saquon, we trust.
So I don't
That's the
think the
wristband.
Ravens will make it for that. Now, with respect to the Birds in Saquon,
A
man,
Buffalo Bills Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl. That
now we're
I'm at.
talking. Now we're talking. But
I'm
I'm
there
not
for
going to
that.
overlook the Lions. I think the Lions are the best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, it's
Um,
Detroit. I
I
can't.
love how they're playing. Back to my Birds. Um, the team is lovable. The team that Saquon has made all the difference on the sideline as a person, as a personality. Um,
Penn
Obviously,
State's
he's had
finest.
some miraculous plays week in, week out. I love that he's getting the shine that he deserves. I love that he's putting up numbers. I love that he is genuinely in the MVP race, and he will stay there as long as he stays in the passing game the way he has been. Look out,
Mm.
and the fact that Hurts hasn't been, off the charts amazing, only further helps the case that he is the reason why we're at. So, and I'm a little salty because I said we should have kept Swift. Not that I think Saquon's not better. I've maintained he's the best in the league, even when CMC was doing his thing. It was just a matter of the teams they were on. You put CMC on the Giants and Saquon on the Niners, and it's the same, same thing. So, um, but I just thought the difference between Saquon and Swift didn't warrant letting Swift
I
go.
hear you. Swift
Um,
is nice. I mean, he's been
he's
really good with the
he's
Bears.
really
Now
good.
that they finally know how to use him, it took like
Right. And if you
4 games
actually give
there.
him the ball, he's a monster. So,
Yep.
but having said that, I love everything he brings to the table. Defense is getting there. Quinion, let the record show that Mr. Mitchell over there on the corner, rookie,
Nice.
has stats through the first nine now, similar to Revis Island.
Yeah. Nice.
He's holding top-notch receivers
As a
to
rookie,
under 35 yards.
solid.
McLaurin, after he's having a career year,
Mm,
lights out.
He's like that Holy Cross John Smith. I'm just saying.
Jamar Chase, thank you.
Yes, right. That's
Just like
right.
got the, and then you got Jamar Chase locked down. The very next week or two, he's going for 250,
Yeah.
but against Q, nothing. Then you got Cooper DeJean. We're going to give him the Philly name, Cooper DeJean. He is amazing.
It's
His
nice.
situational awareness,
Y'all are
his
looking good.
football IQ, and then you got Blankenship doing this thing. We got nothing but young fellas moving the needle. Jalen Carter, all pro. he is doing everything he can to say, hey, Aaron Donald, you sure you're staying out? Let me get that crown for you real quick. He's dominating in there. And then we've got a linebacker by the name of Braun that is turning heads and has been ranked as the top, there's
One of the
obviously
top. Yep.
stats can make anyone look good, but one of the top linebackers
Looking
um,
good.
over the
Yep.
last several weeks. I am so thrilled with our defense.
It's good.
I second. I wasn't sure about Fangio. His
Oh,
time in Miami was more than disappointing, and B Webb reminded me each week how terrible he was.
his time in
Um,
Chi-Town was glorious. He was a fantastic D coordinator
right,
in
yeah, he
Chicago.
had the
So,
history,
yeah,
but last year's experience made me start to wonder if he can really resonate with the young folks. And with such a young defense, he's done a fantastic job.
he's got pieces.
I love our defense.
It's good. It's
And
a
so,
good
yeah,
thing.
so we're moving. I still don't think we're at Detroit's level, but I love the direction we're going in. Got a lot of game left, and it's not much smiles over here. Go ahead, Saquon.
Saquon's I mean, granted, David Montgomery is a fantastic workhorse for Detroit too, but Saquon's just special, and I can totally see as long as they use him right, you ride that all the way to the Super Bowl. So we'll see. That
Absolutely,
would be a pretty good NFC Championship game against Detroit. If
absolutely.
the Bears beat the Packers, though, we're going to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
Oh God.
But I know that's not happening. But if it does, you know what's happening. Just
I think the Bills are making it,
yeah, I think this is
and
Buffalo's year.
if all stays the same, I think Detroit's got to do it. I mean, they
Yeah,
are a machine.
yeah, they are.
So
So as we,
I also don't want to jinx my boys. I can't put
yeah,
it on them. So
yeah, I hear that. So as we look to close this out, maybe with some closing thoughts, I just want to add mine really quick. That mine's going to go to the college football scene, which is Penn State fans, relax. This is a couple weeks late after the loss to Ohio State, but y'all are still ranked top six. I think you're six right now in the college playoff rankings. You're six, and with the rest of your schedule. Win out, you're going to be in the playoffs and you're going to host a first round playoff game. Like, relax. Now, was it frustrating to watch that game against Ohio State? Did y'all look all sorts of discombobulated in key situations? Yeah. Should yeah, I hate that they run 71 in just freaking get into goal line and just pound, go downhill. But that aside, Penn State fans, relax. Win the rest of your games. You're going to get in the playoffs. You're probably going to be like a 4 or 5 seed. And just go, see what happens. But relax. That's going to be
wow.
my
Well, that's
rule.
easier said than done when you can't seem to beat any good teams.
Yeah. Well,
But
luckily for them, they don't have any good teams left in the
right,
regular
that's true.
season
That's
schedule.
true.
So,
That's
yeah.
true. Um,
Syracuse, get to 8 or 9 wins, please. Come on, get through there.
I just God, Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Indiana and Colorado are must-see television.
Done. Yeah,
Um,
I'm here for
I
that.
love what Coach Prime has done. I love everything about that team. And I hope they win now. I hope they get in the playoffs.
Truth.
I hope
Ooh.
they do.
How about a
Because
Penn State Colorado matchup? That'd
uh,
be fun.
I'm pulling for Colorado. I hope they win it out. Simply because you got to pay attention. Look,
Coach,
I was a
Coach
Dion
Prime
hater.
at State College. Ooh.
I was a Dion hater. I was when he was a player. I've grown up. I don't listen to media. I listen to people and him. He's a phenomenal man, father, and role model for these student athletes. And I hope they win. And then of course Indiana undefeated. Google him. All he does is
Boom.
win.
This is win.
Uh, I love when coaching matters. I love
Absolutely.
it. And then finally, um, I gotta say,
Mm.
Florida State.
Yeah.
What in the
Where
good heavens
happened?
happened?
Actually, it
I
sounds
have no words. I have no words. I mean,
yeah.
you could have had Dion, you could have had Prime, but no, you went with someone else who's what the third highest paid coach in the nation, and you are a laughing stock.
Awful. Undefeated, you getting your feelings about getting left out because your quarterback's hurt, and now you're what, 1-8?
You can't win a game.
Oh my God.
So that's all I have. That's all I have. Let's yeah, that's all I got. We should probably wrap this up because the main event, Paul and
Yeah,
Tyson,
we gotta
coming
get
up
ready.
soon.
It's coming on.
Try to get this uploaded ASAP, and
Juan Soto, sign
and
with
then
the Yankees, please.
and we got a big weekend. I might be on his way to Philly.
Yeah, he
He's
might
gonna
be,
head down the
which
turnpike. It'd be
there we
good.
go.
We'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
Let's
But
see.
always a
Mike,
pleasure.
this was good. Mike
Yes,
Tomlin, we
sir.
see you.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Popovich, get healthy, man.
Yes, man, we had so much more. Maybe we'll do another one in 2 days. Why don't I go back to back this
Yeah,
Sunday before
let's do
game
it.
time? Let's
Let's
do it.
do it. Let's do
All
it.
right. Sounds like a
Peace and love,
plan.
y'all.
All right. Peace.